So we are live yet again for another Monday night at onthis.tv live broadcast. Do you know what? I was thinking before, I've been doing these every Monday night. I've probably missed, half a dozen Mondays. But I've been doing this now for like 6 or 7 years. Hundreds of these broadcasts we have done. So thank you if you are joining us and you're a long-time watcher, or if you are brand new, drop me a comment if you're watching on Facebook right now. If you're not watching on Facebook and you want to drop a comment, maybe you're watching on LinkedIn right now or you're watching on Twitter, come over to facebook.com/actonthisTV. Get involved in the conversation live tonight. And if you're watching anywhere on a replay or you're listening on the replay on iTunes, it's not called iTunes anymore, is it? It's called Apple Podcasts. Or if you are listening on Spotify, as part of the Acts on This TV audio experience, which is free, goes out every single week. Thank you so much. Do come and join us one night live if you can. And everybody, drop me tweets. I need your feedback on everything that's going out on actonthisTV, at actonthisTV, anytime. Just let me know like what you're liking, what you're not liking, what you want more of, what you want less of. The more feedback I get, and that's going to be part of tonight's session as well, the better I can basically shape this community and give you what you want moving forward in 2022. So thank you to everybody who is here live. Got loads to cover tonight. Whether you're a member of actonthisTV or not, it's going to be useful. So do stick around till 10 o'clock. And I want to start off with, if I just go over to actonthisTV, which you might be seeing this website for the first time or hearing about it for the first time. It's a site I've run for the last 12 years, a community-based site. We've got the biggest community of TV actors literally in the UK, full stop. There's no bigger online network of actors than at actonthisTV. And every week I sit down with a top industry professional, a top casting director, agent, actor, writer, producer, the best names, literally the biggest people in the business, the people who run this industry. If you want to get involved in it, actonthisTV, get a membership, and get involved in these every single week. I want to just recap on last week's session and play some stuff out for free for people who couldn't make it or might not be a member yet. But we had this incredible actress on last week, Erin Shanagher. She stars as DS Karen Hobson in ITV's The Bay, for any fans of ITV's The Bay. It's just been greenlit for another series, season 4. Starts filming, I think, in June. So I'm guessing, if it's the same casting directors, it was Kelly Valentine Hendry who cast the last season, that maybe Kelly's casting season 4 and everyone in the community needs to be getting their stuff out to Kelly to go, hey, come on. Are we having any auditions? Fingers crossed, or some self-tapes. So we had Erin on last week for a super candid conversation on really sort of like just hanging in there, staying in the game. It's titled there, Acting Success After 35, with star of ITV's The Bay, Erin Shanagher. And I know 35 doesn't sound super, super old, because it's not. It's super young. I think 65 is still super young, but a lot of people still feel if they've not made it by 30, then that's it, it's game over. And Erin was like, look, if I'd have given up at 30, like, you know, she would never have reached that point where she got the Bay at 35. Now she's 39 and is still working, you know, like on really, really big shows. But she had to stay in the game a little bit longer than she thought. And there was many times where she wanted to walk away. So we talked a lot in that chat about tenacity, having staying power, believing in yourself, having the right mindset to go again and again and again, even when you're getting no. Give me some chat this week if you've give me some chat if you're live on Facebook, if you've had no's last week or even today, this week. You cannot quit when you're just getting no's. Like, you know, you almost want to go, right, rather than target yourself for yeses. If you go, right, I'm looking to get, 5 yeses from casting directors over the next quarter to audition, target yourself to get 100 no's, because you'll end up with way more than 5 yeses if you go 100 times and you're sending stuff out and you're, shooting stuff and working hard and putting yourself out there. So I want to just play a little bit of what you might have missed if you didn't attend this session with Erin. The recording, the full 2-hour session, is in the members area on actonthisTV. Every session you see me advertise, that I do live on Zoom, can be attended live, but members get access to the recording the very next day, pretty much like for the rest of time. If I get a guest on and they've already been on twice before, I might take the oldest feature out of the members area, so we just got the more up-to-date features, but I try and keep as much stuff in there as possible because it's all relevant. Everything that we do at Acts on This pretty much is evergreen. There's nothing that is just time sensitive where it's like, this tactic to get an audition will only work now. Stuff's evolving all the time, and we're coming up with new and more different strategies, more effective strategies. But everything that we talk about in the community is relevant, literally, full stop. So here's a 2-minute mashup of just some of the stuff that we talked about. And like I say, you can get the full thing in the members area now, actonthisTV, get your membership if you're not a member yet. You'll know her as DS Karen Hobson in ITV's smash hit drama The Bay, which has just been greenlit for season 4. You'll also seen her start in all kind of shows, including Viewpoint, Dark Money, Peaky Blinders, The A Word, and tons more. It's Erin Shanagher in the house. Erin, welcome. How are you?
For me, success has come later in life, so I'm all for it. Keep it coming. And you know, had I have started when I was 35, I would never have started The Bay. And that's just changed my career.
I'm going to put a little bit of The Bay on, just like the first scene from season 3.
Oh, she was shit hot, was Lisa. No pressure then. No, I didn't mean... Sorry.
What was the point where you went from guest lead, you're doing, you've been seen for a couple of episodes, to going, right, boom, I'm now going to be seen for some of the bigger stuff?
Interestingly, when I first auditioned for The Bay, my part was so tiny that there wasn't enough lines to audition with, so I had to audition...
No way, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I had to audition for Lisa's role, even though it was already cast, but they wanted to see me play around with dialogue. Then just the absolute best thing in the world happened, and they wrote me up. Yeah, they wrote my character up in season 2, and then season 2 I was in it a little bit more. Then series 3 I got even more.
What's your experience, obviously being on both sides of it, training and then going back in to teach?
You don't have to go to drama school, you don't have to go to university, it's a lot of debt. If I'd have had this to log into when I was figuring shit out, oh my God, it would have made things so much easier.
So I just kind of wanted to know, what your process was.
I've had it on jobs where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be so truthful. I'm going to be so raw. And then on take 20 of the 70th setup, I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to go home.
How do you deal with negativity in the industry?
If there is no substance or context or truth to it, then that's for them and not for me. There is space for you in this industry. And if it is all you want and if it is all you can do, then go for it. There is space.
actonthis.tv, get your membership if you don't have one already, and ultimately you can join sessions like that every single week with the biggest names in the game, giving you all of the inside info that you need to push way further, way faster in your acting career. The full recordings in the members area right now, and I completely agree with Erin, which says there is space for you. Like, genuinely, it doesn't matter. I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments now talk about age, because that's what I was talking about there, like, Erin having to wait till 35 to actually get a break. There is space for everybody. Ultimately, TV has to represent, realistically, the society we live in. And people of all ages live in society. So, we need people from all walks of life, everything, all ethnicities, all genders, all everything, sexualities, other things right now, disabilities. A lot of things that people kind of, think make them, I don't know, kind of unique and vulnerable in a way. Like, and it can often be the barriers that they put up and go, oh, I can see how that would work for you, but it's not going to work for me because I'm such and such, or I have such and such. Got to delete those files from your brains, guys. Like, we need a realistic representation of society on TV. So there is space for everybody, but you're going to need to work hard. You're going to need to have patience. And a lot of actors that I meet, I say it all the time, and I know I sound like a broken record, but they only have one. They don't have both. They either work hard, but they've got no patience. So they work hard for 2 weeks, get discouraged, and they call it a day. Or they've got so much patience, like, it's going to be fine, it'll all work out, but they don't work hard. So then nothing happens for them for years. But when you couple those two ingredients together, boom, might take you till you're 35. What's that on my T-shirt there? Might take you till you're 35, but or 65 or 75. But, you hang in there, you got way, way higher chance of stuff happening for you. So I'm going to go through some comments, and then I've got one more video I want to play out from that session that I think is really important, all about dealing with negativity. Because I see a lot of it, particularly on social media and on Twitter, where our industry hangs out, seeing quite a lot of negativity. And also, I'm seeing, even stuff that's not negativity, I'm seeing a lot of insecurity on Twitter that we need to kind of address as well, I think. Because I think there's a lot of people walking around feeling very sad, because it seems like every man and his dog is shouting desperately about every single little thing that they're doing, whether it's, I've got this audition, I've got this self-tape. I'm seeing agents constantly posting now about what self-tapes their clients have got, which I don't necessarily agree with, because I'm like, unless you've got someone who's, monitoring your social media all the time and that's all their job is, the time that you're putting into posting about every single self-tape you're bringing your clients in, you could be putting into getting your other clients who aren't getting the self-tapes. But if you're not careful, you scroll down Twitter, you end up feeling like shit because it's like every single person's working in the industry or getting opportunities, but you're not. So you've got to be careful. So I've got a clip that I want to play in a second about just dealing with that negativity and almost sort of, realizing that you can only control at the end of your fingertips. You can't really control what's going on for everyone else. And there is enough success in this industry for everyone that it's abundant, the amount of stuff that's out there, but you've just got to focus on what is out there and what you can get as opposed to what's not out there and what you've not had. So we'll talk about that in a second. But let's just give some people a few shout outs. Nick says he's good, but he's what are you saying, Nick? You've had a no this week, and what was that? Oh, I've missed your comment now. Something else you said. But remember, every no is one step closer to a yes. That's what we always say. Maya says that her connection is glitching, but mine seems fine here, Maya. So hopefully you're back now, and that's all good. I think maybe just refresh the page or use a different browser. Sometimes Google Chrome works better on Facebook Live. Let's see what's going on. Gemma's new here, age 40. Gemma, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's give Gemma a warm welcome. And 40, Gemma, you've got 60 years left on the clock. All the time in the freaking world to tackle this industry. Nick, I've got your comment back there. So you had a no, and you had a film job cancelled the day before. Bloody hell, mate. Well, hopefully those no's will become yeses, and you'll get more film jobs. Don't worry about it. Right. Let's have a look. Sarah says, which mastermind would you suggest to watch when feeling bad about not doing much? Because I always do a lot for acting, but in the past 2 weeks, I've been waiting for new stuff for my showreel, so I haven't, so I feel bad. I'm feeling so bad. Wicked. Oh, God, there's so many. What I'll do before I play this topic out, let me just go over. So for those people, again, who are new to actsonthis.tv, if you want to see what features are available, and there's literally about 200 hours of features here with the biggest names in the game over on the website. If you click preview features at the top, if you're not a member, you can have a look at like everything that's been going on. You can see little previews of all of the features we've done. Every single week we do a new feature. So you'll see stuff with the biggest casting directors and actors and agents, like I say. We do special features like showreel surgery, where we go through actors' showreels, and there's just loads of stuff going on constantly. But it's a way for you to see what's going on, what's been happening recently, and obviously you can get a full membership if you want to get access to the full features. But Sarah, if you've not had a look, I don't know when you joined, but just one of the, I think it's a classic, one of the most motivating sessions I think I've ever done is called How to Truly Master Your Mindset with BAFTA-nominated actor Babu Ceesay. Babu spelled Babou for those on the audio experience. This was one of the most motivating sessions, because Babu's an absolute legend, working on the biggest TV shows in the world. You can't not watch that and feel so hyped and just pumped up. And also around just self-empowerment as well, where you won't feel bad. If you're waiting for a bit of footage, as long as you've purposely gone out and shot footage that is going to enhance your reel, what you're going to do with it once you've got it, and maybe you've already, drafted those emails that you're going to send to casting directors or agents or directors or whatever when you get that footage back. If you've done that and you've drafted all that stuff and you're just waiting for the footage and it's going to be back in 2 weeks, then sort of be kind to yourself, let yourself off a little bit, and, maybe do some other stuff that's just going to make you happy. Whether you've got other things, maybe a side hustle you're working on, or you've got other hobbies. It can't. I find it, and let me know if you agree with this or not, but I find life cannot be all about the acting industry. Otherwise, it all becomes a little bit too much in terms of it's all you focus on all the time. You can become desperate. You can feel really, really downhearted and just upset if things aren't going your way, as opposed to, what I like to do is I send a load of stuff out to casting directors regularly. And then I'm like, right, I've sowed all those seeds. I know what's going on. I track all my emails, so I know what's being opened and what's being read and all that sort of stuff, so I can kind of, sit, in good faith that stuff's out there. My part of that is done. And then, at some point, those seeds will kind of sprout. And then in the meantime, I focus on other stuff as well. And 2022, a big focus for me was actually going, I'm going to spend more time watching stuff because, I'm in the TV industry. I work on TV. I act in TV. Yet I'm not watching anywhere near enough TV. And it's not like sitting there and watching it, just to, do nothing. I think it is a genuine part of work to watch other people's stuff, watch other people's shows, see how casts have been put together. Where would you fit into that cast? Who is the casting director on that? Start getting a spreadsheet together, making notes, on what's going on in the industry, what, right now seems in vogue, and what are the really popular shows. Maybe you can start thinking about shooting a showreel scene that would align with that kind of stuff, and the casting director who casts that sort of stuff. So you can start getting targeted action plans together. So you can do all of that whilst watching TV. It's not bad homework, is it? Going, right, I'm just going to watch more shows. Or go and work out, go and work on your physicality. That's just going to make you feel better mentally. That will help your mental health. The best way and the fastest way to change your mental state, if you're not feeling great, is to change your physical state 100%. It's like if you're feeling shit about your career and you've had no after no after no, worst thing you can do is just sit on the couch all day or lie in bed all day. You will feel better by just getting out and moving physically and just going outside, getting fresh air, being amongst other people. Scientifically, it's proven to raise, the feel-good chemicals in your body ultimately, that are then going to make you want to go again. You're going to go, right, okay, yes, I've had 5 no's, but that's 5 steps closer to that yes. So there's loads of stuff you can do, Sarah, but just don't beat yourself up if for the sake of 2 weeks. If you've got everything together, so what you're going to do with that footage when you get it back, then you're cool. Just find all the stuff that makes you happy in the meantime. Watch some stuff, work on yourself. As long as you basically developing yourself positively, as an actor, it all affects your career. If you're a happier person, you're going to be a happier actor. You're going to be more motivated. If you're in better health, you're going to feel more motivated. You're going to be, more confident when you show up to auditions. If you are becoming a better human being, you are becoming a better actor, in my opinion. So there's so much you can do. That's not all, just focusing on just your acting craft. You can do lots of other stuff that still makes you a better actor. That's nothing to do with acting at all. Indra says, how do you deal with negativity in this industry? It's a very good question. I also experience negativity in this industry. Indra, I'm going to play Erin's answer to this. This was what she had to say on this live mastermind last week.
How do you deal with negativity in the industry, and kind of when you have negative comments or you see negativity, how do you kind of pick yourself back up again and be like, no, I am going to do this no matter what anyone else is telling me?
I think age has a lot to do with that. The older you get, if you're lucky, you love yourself a bit more and you like yourself a bit more and the person you are. I don't like bullies, I don't like mean people. And so my gift to me as an adult is I don't fucking take any shit. And, I couldn't give that gift to myself as a kid because I was so insecure and little, and if someone was mean to me, it was, oh my God, it really, really wounded me. So yeah, my gift to me is I'm older and I know the problem is with them, not with me. Mm-hmm. And if someone has something negative to say, if it isn't constructive, then it's for them, not for me. And I know that sounds sort of very, namaste, but that's just from making the same mistakes over and over and over and realising, going, oh, it's their issue, not mine.
Yes.
They have the problem. If they want to say something horrible, and I mean, Twitter is hilarious. Like when the Bay was on, we would all be on it like, what? And people would come on and be like, I don't like you and I think you're a shit actor. And you'd be like, okay, thank you, have a nice day. Mwah. It's so weird how people they just want someone to talk to. They're lonely, I think, a lot of people. They put out this horrible stuff because someone will quite often engage with them. And I did it a few times when I went, are you okay? And they were like, oh, sorry, I didn't think you'd read it. And I'm like, well, you did at me, so I did read it. But yes, darling, how do I deal with it? I think about it. I think, is there any substance to it? Is there any truth to it? Is there something maybe I've done or I could improve on? I like to think I'm self-aware and level-headed. If there is no substance or context or truth to it, then that's for them and not for me.
ActOnThis.tv for the full session there with Erin Shanagher, star of ITV's The Bay, playing DS Karen Hobson. She will be back on screen next year in season 4 that starts filming this summer. So yeah, it's an interesting one, negativity, isn't it? It's everywhere, really. Like, God, I always say, like, sometimes we want to argue for our own limitations as people and as actors and stuff, and we all have our own hang-ups and insecurities. And like, you shouldn't really focus on any of that or argue for your own limitations about why you can't succeed, because society will do that for you anyway. And Twitter will do that for you. You just heard Erin say there, she's in the Bay, starring in one of the biggest shows on ITV. She's still getting trolls tweeting her, yeah, Erin, we think you're a shit actor. So, if Erin's not her own biggest fan, and if Erin is not convinced that she's not a shit actor, then that's actually going to hurt her. Whereas if she's like, well, no, I know I'm an accomplished actress, and I'm on TV, so, that is just going to bounce off me. I think sometimes when trolls, sort of throw something at people, it's only if you know kind of deep down, or you've allowed yourself to believe deep down it's true, that it can hurt you. Someone could write anything about me on Twitter about, I don't know, going, oh, who's this guy? He's a, I don't know, con artist or something. Well, I know I'm not. So comments like that wouldn't hurt me whatsoever. But I'm trying to think if somebody said something that I was insecure about that I actually knew was true. I mean, if I knew I was a con artist, then that would hurt me, but I'm not. But I don't know. Say, like, I don't know, try to think what the equivalent would be on like an acting job. I don't know. Maybe you're hung up on your accent that you're doing on a show or whatever. And you've not put enough work into it. And then somebody tweets you and goes, oh, your accent's shit in that. If you know you didn't do the work, then that's going to sting. But if you know deep down you put all the work in, your accent's not shit, the dialect coach was happy with you, that should bounce off you. So it's about sort of like developing your own belief system and not taking on the limiting beliefs of other people. But negativity is an interesting one when it's spread on social media. I think I always say that I hurt people. I think anyone who's putting negativity out there, or it could be someone not even on social media, it might be someone within your cast who's just being a bitch or an idiot that day. That's like, well, they're hurting. To be in the frame of mind where you can actively lash out at somebody else who's working on the same projects as you, whose goal should be the same as yours, is to make the best quality product that you possibly can. For them to try and not empower you to perform at your best, then they're just hurting, aren't they? And those people need really a lot more love than the people who are probably like being really kind to you. Sometimes I will get emails, no joke, right? I'll send an email out to the Acts on This email list. If you want to be on that list and find out everything that's going on at actsonthis.tv, go to actsonthis.tv/subscribe, and you get on that for free. Get invites to everything that we do. Sometimes I'll send an email out. Like tomorrow night, so I've got a fantastic director on tomorrow night. Let me go over to the website to show you this, actually, guys. I can kill two birds with one stone here. If you're not a member, you're going to want to get involved in this by getting a membership. Let me go over to the live broadcast schedule here. Here we go. Tomorrow night, Coronation Street and Emmerdale director, he's an absolute legend, he's so nice, Mr. Ian Bever. He's directed over 450 episodes of those dramas. He'll be with us tomorrow evening, talking all about what's going on actsonthis.tv, what's going on Coronation Street, on Emmerdale, his casting process, how you can make an impact with him on set. Ultimately, if you're looking for your first role in TV or your next role on one of the serial dramas, this guy has got so much knowledge to share. So you're going to want to get involved in that. actsonthis.tv/live if you want to be on this page and check out what else is coming up, because there's lots. We've got other sessions that you'll see on there as well. We do this every single week. But my point was, what was my point? What was I just talking about? I've completely just lost my train of thought when I've come over here. I was talking about negativity, wasn't I? And how people being on set not empowering you, people who are empowering you probably need less love than the people who are being idiots. What was my point, guys? Give me, if you're on Facebook, do you ever do this? Well, you've got a really compelling point to talk about, and then you're like, oh God, what was actually my point? Because I've just come over here to show you this. I said I was going to kill two birds with one stone. It's completely gone, but bear with me. It'll no doubt come back to me. Leave me some comments here. I'm sure I will figure it out. But we're talking about negativity, and what was I saying? Hurt people. It's completely, utterly. I had something really compelling to say there that was going to help everybody deal with negativity online. Email. Gemma's saying email. Yes, Gemma, yes. Thank God. Gemma is here. for the first time tonight. Gemma, thank you. She's here for the first time on one of these broadcasts. Yeah, my email. So I'll send an email out to the list inviting people to a session like that, right? And I'm like, look, you've joined my email list because you're an actor. It's the only reason you would be on the email list. I've just invited you to come and join a private Zoom session, where you are potentially going to get to chat one-to-one with a director who not only directs but casts, helps cast two of the biggest shows on TV, Emmerdale and Coronation Street, and he does Hollyoaks as well, Ian. He's done a bit of Hollyoaks. And I send them this invite, and then they have the audacity to then send an email back going, literally either something like F off, I don't know, like, what's this, shit, or something like that. And I'm like, wow, like, I would never, ever take the time out to do something like that. And then I'll reply and say, oh, I'm sorry, Dave, that this that this session didn't resonate with you. And then they send me an email back. Like Erin said, they're going, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I was just having a really bad day, and I thought this was an automated email. I didn't think anybody would read my response. I just want to apologise. So I'm like, they just need a bit more love. They're going through something that's bad. They're taking it out on you. They're writing some nasty tweet or whatever. And the people who do those tweets, it's hilarious because they'll have no profile picture. It'll probably be like an egg on Twitter. They've never even changed their profile picture. They've got like no followers. And every single tweet on their timeline is, you're a dick, that's shit, go and kill yourself. Oh, they're just like the worst, kind of stuff that you could put out on social media. So, you've really, just got to realise that these people, to be in a mental headspace to be able to do that, they just need a hug, really. Just give them a bit of love back, and they're like, what? It's mental. Sarah says, what? It didn't happen, right? What didn't? Those the replies I got, yeah, honestly, they do happen, definitely. And thank you, Sophia. She reminded me about my email as well there. Completely lost my my track of thought. But yeah, that's it on negativity. Just kill people with kindness, folks. It's absolutely the way forward. Don't hit them back with negativity. That's just the worst thing you can do. Don't stoke the flames. Don't stoke the fire. So next thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to just have like an open floor Q&A where we're going to talk about anything to do with acting, the industry, voiceover we can cover as well tonight if you want. I'm going to do a lot more features on voiceover on actsonthis.tv. I'm just doing, the BBC are doing an animated remake of Pinocchio. It's beautifully animated. I'm voicing that at the moment. I don't play Pinocchio. That's played by a 12-year-old child. But I play another character. I don't know if it's out, like, if you're supposed to say, but I play a really cool. I can't tell you much about him, but he looks like Pavarotti, and he's got an interesting voice. I make him sound a little bit like Brian Blessed or Peter Dixon from The X Factor. He's like Alexandra Buck. He sounds a little bit like that, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to do a lot more voice acting and voiceover sessions on actsonthis.tv this year. I want to do a lot more sessions on side hustles, you guys creating your own businesses so you can get out of your day jobs that you hate, in order to push your acting career forward and sort of work a little bit more on your own time. I created multiple businesses over the years, and it got me out of my day job. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, this year as well. I'm going to do more sessions on that. But I want to know what you want. Two things that are super, super exciting that I want to just go over now are coming up this month. And I'm going to go over first of all to this page here. And you'll find this page at actsonthis.tv/training. Okay. If you are an actor and you've got less than, I'd say, sort of 5 TV credits under your belt, I am doing a free training on Saturday, March the 26th at 10 o'clock in the morning on Zoom. I don't think it's going to be recorded because I just really want people to turn up. I might do one more of these sessions the week after for people who can't make this one, but I won't do it again this year, I don't think. And what I did this last year. I started developing a program last year that I took a small group of actors from the Acts on This community through, that was a blueprint. Honestly, guys, an absolute proven blueprint of how to land your first or your next TV role fast. As I say, this will apply to people who have got less than 5 TV roles. If you've got more than that, you probably don't need this. You're well away. You're probably doing what you need to be doing. But I'm going to go through, a blueprint of how I got literally my first 15 TV roles, but also how I still utilise these tactics to land roles today. I've got a brand new drama coming out on BBC called Then Barbara Met Alan. I play a guy called John Fallow in that. Very similar tactics to get the role that I got in that. That's coming up. I think that's coming out like on the is it 20 something to this month? It's very, very soon anyway. I just tweeted about that today. Stars Ruth Madeley and Arthur Hughes, great duo in that show. But yeah, the tactics that I used to get that role are covered in this free training as well. So if you want to be on that, actonthis.tv/training. There's only 500 places that I can have on Zoom, and currently we've got about 300 already registered for this, so don't hang about too long. It's only the 7th of March right now, but get register for this and you'll get Zoom link sent to your email literally instantly. You'll get that right now. actonthis.tv/training. And then at the end of this free training session, there'll be loads. Even if you just want to do the free training session for an hour, there'll be so much actionable content and strategies to go away with. It'll be a really, really good session for you. But at the end, a full program that I developed with a small group of actors, like I say, last year, which is, hang on, I'm on the wrong tab here. Not that one. This one. You can go to actonthis.tv/first to get on the waiting list for this. I created a program last year. It's super, super in-depth. It's about 16 hours of video, loads of resources and stuff called First TV Role Fast Track. And again, I took a small group of people through this last year, and over 25 of them now have got their first TV role. I'm going to play a little video just with 4 people of that group, just telling you a little bit about what their career was like before they did the program and then what it's like now. Just a little teaser. I'll play that in a second. It's only a 2-minute video. But if you want to get on the waiting list for this, no obligation to actually get on the program, but if you want to be the first to find out, because places on this will absolutely be limited. I cannot deliver the quality of the training I want to deliver to a massive group. This is kind of a very sort of intimate kind of training. You'll get access to the full recorded program, but I will do live sessions, and you will also get 12 months of support in a private Facebook group that's nothing to do with That's On This. It's just for First TV or Fast Track. If you want to get on the waiting list, actonthis.tv/first, FIRST, and you'll come to this page here. You can watch a little video. You might know Lawrence from Twitter. He does Mark, the Casty Cast videos. He was one of the test group last year. He had no TV credit at all, went through the program, implemented it all. He then ended up with, I think, 2 TV shows, a commercial and a film. Brand new agent off the back of it. He's a bit of a star pupil, along with many, many others. Like I said, there's 24 actors who have had their first TV role from the back of this course. But I'm super excited. 26th of March, the doors are going to open. They will close at the start of April. It's probably going to be available for 10 days, and then that will probably be it for this year. So that's actonthis.tv/first. And if you want to get the free training, actonthis.tv/training. So 2 sites 2 pages on the site to go to there. But I will play a little video out because Josh, who's here tonight, Josh, you're in this video. We put it out a bit early the other night, actually. I was told not to put it out, Josh, because it had a member of our community whose TV role only went out tonight. Joe Barker, congratulations to you, was a member of this program. Her role on Emmerdale went out this evening. And Josh, when are you on TV? Tomorrow night, is it, mate? Or is it the night after? Let's have a look. He says, jump on this, folks, if you can. It's invaluable. It works. It worked for me, and I'm on TV Wednesday. Josh, I love it, mate. He's on TV in 2 days' time. Sarah says, this course is a game changer. Well, thank you. That means the world. Everybody's saying nice things about it. Here's literally just a little mashup of just a little teaser of what people have got to say about this program. I'm going to put loads more videos out as the course of the month goes on. But you guys who bother to join me on a Monday night, I want you to have first access to this. So actonthis.tv/first if you want to get on the waiting list. And here's what these guys had to say about it.
I came to the acting party quite late, so I was quite naive, didn't know anything about anything really. And I just felt I just needed some direction, and I wasn't getting, I just didn't know where to turn.
I didn't really know how to write to casting directors confidently or effectively, and what I needed to say to be able to sell myself.
I was just thinking, how the hell am I going to get my first TV job?
I came out of university and not knowing anything about the TV industry. I came from a theatre background, done theatre all my career, so I was a bit clueless.
I've done 2 TV roles, a commercial and a film.
I got my first TV role. I did Emmerdale.
It led to my first TV role on Coronation Street.
So I've had my first TV job on Emmerdale.
Stop procrastinating like I did for many months, many years, and just do it, give it a go. because I don't think they'd be disappointed.
Go for it. If you're serious about it and you want to make changes to your acting career, then definitely go for it.
I got the money back instantly just by doing one little role in a TV show. So I mean, I can't complain really.
Although it's perhaps scary to sort of take the plunge because maybe it's hard to put yourself out there and risk failure, there's also the other side of it, which is the huge reward that if you do it and put the time in and do the emails, you'll then get the thing you've probably been dreaming about for the last 10 years. So you might as well just do it now.
Boom. So actonthis.tv/first. And Josh, thank you so much for saying such nice things. I love the way you go, yeah, I can't complain, really. He got his money back on the first TV job. That's the whole point of the program, by the way, guys. I'll be honest with you, it's not a cheap program. This is super premium. This is basically 25 years of my knowledge. And to be honest with you, tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds that I've spent on this industry, drama school, everything that I've learned, running this community for the last 12 years. It's not cheap, so it's a few £100, but the idea is that you get support for the next 12 months. You get the most in-depth program that just is in existence on this topic. There is no other program on this topic. This is the culmination of me spending the last 12 years interviewing the biggest names in the industry and spending over, 50,000 hours, if I'm honest with you. So if you want to go and put 50,000 hours of research in, you can do. Good luck, I'll see you in 12 years. Or you can buy this program and take it all up in about 5 weeks. It'll probably take you to go through the program. So if you do want to get involved, I would love to have you. It's going to be open to a very small number of people again. Like I say, that's for two reasons. Don't kick off on me if you don't get in. It's just because, one, the more people who know these strategies, probably the less effective they would get. So, we can't have thousands of actors in the industry knowing this. And two, I just can't deliver, you'll have heard people in that video say, you're spoon-fed and, ultimately it's all broken down, it's a blueprint. We can't give the kind of support I want to give to people if I had hundreds of people in this program. So it is pretty bespoke. You will get a lot of live coaching as well. We'll probably do 5 live sessions. There's 5 modules, basically. So you'll get access to everything on day one. Go through it in your own pace, but we'll probably schedule out 5 weeks of live calls where you can ask all the questions you want. You get lots of resources as well, something called the Ultimate Contacts Database, which is basically the email addresses of every single casting director in the industry, pretty much, plus all the shows that they cast. That's 70 hours of research we had to do to put that together. You get lots of other free bonuses as well, worth a few £100, and like I say, 12-month support to make sure you are implementing it, and accountability. I can't do it for you. I can show you and tell you how you do this, but you do ultimately still have the responsibility to act on this and put this shit into practice, if you're going to make it work. But it does work, I promise you, and you will see more and more and more and more and more people who took that program last year. I launched it to a beta group of people, just literally a test group of people last September, I think it was. You'll see more of those people tweeting, and posting about roles that they've landed. And even those people who haven't got roles yet have had auditions. They've got new agents. Their careers are so different to where they were last August to where they are now. It's only a matter of time for so many people before I know they're going to get that role because they're already auditioning and self-taping for a lot of shows that they ultimately, like Lauren said in that last thing, dreamt of for 10 years and just could never seem to get through the door. So get involved if you want to. Gemma says, I'm so happy I logged on tonight. Gemma, I'm super happy you logged on tonight. I love it when people, and why, Gemma, just out of curiosity, and anyone here who's new, I always love to know how people stumbled across acts on this and how you stumbled maybe even across this broadcast or where you saw it, or did you get on the email list, or, ultimately it's fascinating for me to just go, how do people get involved in this community? Because it's a massive community. It's probably the most positive one as well. We just stand for no whining, no nonsense. It's like, come on, if you're not where you want to be, let's act on this stuff and do something about it. Sarah says, so the doors open after the Zoom meeting on the 26th. Yes, Sarah, that is exactly right. So at the end of that free training, I will open the doors. So people who turn up to the free training will get first access. There's probably going to be, I think we can take a maximum of 100 actors through it this year. That will be it. Which obviously is hardly anybody. So the places will probably go pretty quick. They sold out very quickly last time. But yeah, people who are on that free training will get access to the course at the end of that free training. I will literally tell everybody what's included in the whole program, and you will get a URL, a web address to go to live on that webinar. There's even going to be, Sarah, I think what I'll probably do for people who want to take fast action and really want to commit, because I only really want to work with people who are dedicated as well. This probably sounds quite selfish, but it's so much more fun for me to work with actors like Josh, you've seen here, and Lawrence and Joe and Gay, and there's an actress called Jill and Maggie. There's so many people who've got TV roles. Joe, another Joe, that is. Our very own Petch, producer Petch, who works for me at actsonthis.tv. When we were really in the early days of developing this course, he was like, mate, it's not going to work for me. I can see how that would work. It's not going to work for me. I went, right, I'm going to put you through the program. And he ended up with a job on Coronation Street. So like, it just works, guys. I swear to God, like, it's legit. It's the most legit thing you could be a part of. But I'm going to open doors at the end of that session, Sarah. And then when we sold enough places that, sold probably 100 places, it will go. And it'll open again in 2023. But by that point, God, you could have booked 4 or 5 TV roles, to be honest, if you actually put this stuff into practice. So it depends on how long people want to procrastinate and wait. And I've done that before. I've been, tempted to invest in myself and go on stuff that's a premium product and quite expensive. Because, like I say, this is going to be pretty much, a few £100. And I've procrastinated and I've instantly regretted it the minute the doors have closed. And then I've had to wait a whole year. And then when I have gone back the next year, I bought it straight away. And I was like, why did I not do this a year ago? So people should grab a place whilst they can. And I'll put my money where my mouth is. I mean, I can't guarantee you a TV role because there's a lot goes into it. You've got to implement all this stuff. You don't just buy a program and suddenly you end up on TV. But if you do implement this stuff, it will work for you. It's worked for so many people. But, I will do everything I can and go above and beyond. Along with Petch, he supports me on this. He's the community manager. We'll do everything we can to push you guys as hard as possible so you do get the result. Because obviously the more people get the result, the better it looks for me, Sarah. It's not within my interest to sell people a course and go, see you later then. Good luck with that. It's not going to work for you. Because you won't sell it again, will you? So, no, I will do everything I can to support people who want to go through that. And really commit, though. Like I say, I just want to work with action takers, and that's why I'll do some bonuses for people who literally buy a place on the webinar. I'll be like, if you commit by the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you something extra. I don't know what that is, but it'll be something valuable that no one else will get. So, if you want to be involved in that free training, actsonthis.tv/training, or if you just sold already and you just want to get on that program, actsonthis.tv/first. And you will also be, you'll be told when the doors open as well. Gemma's on the email list. Gemma, I love it. You will receive all invites to all the broadcasts that I do like this every single week. And she said, I think you popped up when I Google casting directors. I love it. It's so interesting, isn't it? When to find out about this sort of stuff. That's what I love about the internet, where people just stumble across stuff. Almost, it's kind of like when the time's right, isn't it? How many times have you done that where you've gone, oh my God, I really need this thing? And it's almost like the universe has gone, oh, here you go. Just going to serve this up because you're ready now. If you'd have found this a few months ago, you weren't ready. So it's awesome, Sarah. And if you want to, Gemma, sorry, if you want to join us for any of the live sessions that we do with the casting directors, get a membership for a month, £6 a week. I'll make it as cheap as I possibly can. Everyone else in this industry will charge you £35 for one session with a casting director. I'm an actor myself, and I know how hard money is to come by, so I charge £24 for 7 sessions. So, rather than £35 a session, if you want to pay £3, £3.50, come and get involved. And I bring way better guests than anyone else is bringing as well. So come and get involved. Try it out for a month if you want. You don't have to commit to any longer than a month. And Sarah said I found it randomly on Facebook. No way. I love that. I'd love to know where people find us. Price-wise, Jen, I've not figured it out yet exactly. Basically, the test, and I'll tell you, I'll be completely transparent with you. I'm an open book. One of the conditions of people going through the test group last year, I wanted to make it as attractive as possible to them because I needed ultimately to develop the program, and I needed to make sure it worked, and I needed to work with these people closely to make sure it worked. So they were helping me, in a way, test the program out. So I offered it them for a special price, and I cannot sell it at that again, as cheap as that, to honour those people. I don't want to sell it cheap. Yeah, well, I can't, basically. I'm legit. I would never tell people they're getting it at a discount, and then suddenly the next year sell it at the same price, because they'd be like, well, hang on a minute, you said we were getting a discount, you liar. So I've not figured the price point out yet, but there will be price payment plans available. I'll be honest with you as well. They paid 500 quid. But the idea is that you would earn your money back from bagging one TV job. If you bag one TV job on Corrie, a lot of people who you saw there on that video getting their first TV jobs on Emmerdale, on Coronation Street, Hollyoaks, those kind of shows. Even a couple of scenes, you're looking at really, I don't know, sort of 600 quid, 700 quid. It depends. Sometimes people got lucky. So Petch, for instance, got lucky. He did Corrie across the break. You know where they do that extra episode where you get like, the end of one episode of it, but they'll play the next episode out the next night, the same night, sorry. He was in the last scene of the first ep and the first scene of the second ep, so he got 2 episode fees. So Petch earned about 1,200 quid from his first TV role, which would have more than doubled what he paid for the programme. So that's the goal. So it won't be as cheap. It was 497 quid for those guys. It won't be as cheap as that. It's probably not going to be much more expensive, but I just don't, I've just got to honour the fact that they, were told they were getting it for a special price. And it's got to be a relatively decent amount of money. One, like I say, because it's taken me pretty much 25 years of my knowledge to actually create the programme. But another thing is when people are paying a decent amount of money for something, they act on it. They invest. They go, right, well, I have to use this. I've bought programs myself up to 2,000 quid, and because I've really invested skin in the game, that's a lot of money for me. I have made sure that I have read every word of that program. I've watched every video, listened to every piece of audio. I've acted on it all, and I've got the result. I've ended up, on some occasions, getting 5 times, 10 times my investment back because I've, bought programs that are legit, and I've really gone all in on that. So it is expensive. It's not going to be for everybody. But remember, you're getting 12 months support. There ain't a single person in the industry looking after you for 12 months for a few hundred quid. That's just not a thing. When you think drama school, God, it's 15 grand a year. That's insane. People will go and spend 45 grand on a drama school degree that when I was at drama school, really, to be honest with you, prepared me like 0% for actually getting work when I came out. They helped you, hone your craft as an actor, but God, they taught us nothing about the business, which is why I set up Acts on This. So, I don't know, God, even £1,000 to be supported for an entire 12 months to get the thing that you've maybe struggled to get for 4 or 5 years. Absolute no-brainer, but you've got to put the work in. But I will finalise price points and I'll tell people how it all works, and there will be payment plans available so people can pay in instalments. I'm not like, right, you've got to pay everything up front. I will make it as as affordable as I possibly can. And Sarah says, yeah, still cheaper than Zip Zap Bong at drama school. Yeah, 15 grand to have a game of Zip Zap Bong at drama school, Sarah. Exactly. It's a lot better value than that. And Indra says, Ross, I'll sign up if there's a payment plan. There will be, mate. There'll either be I don't know if it'll be 3 or 4 installments across 4 months, 3 or 4 months, but I want to make it as affordable as possible. And Josh says it's a lot of money, but it's well worth it. Don't let money put you off. Everything that's in the course is so valuable that you won't get anywhere else. I've not regretted it. Well, Josh, mate, you're on TV the night after tomorrow. You're like, you're legit. You've done the course, you acted on it. Josh, though, everyone in that video, and lots of other people as well, though, the ones who I've seen really run with it and win and get jobs quick as well. You're forgetting Josh only went through this in September. So it's like October, November, December, January, and he's got his TV role. 4 months. I don't know how long you spent before that, Josh, in the industry not getting a TV role, mate. It's probably years, isn't it? I don't know. The people who actually get the results really implement it, and they're action takers, and they take massive action, but they know what specific action to take now because of the blueprint that's in the program. So, if you're just like ready to level up, ultimately, I just want to work with people who are positive, who are like ready, of maybe sick and tired of feeling sick and tired about this industry, and they've just had enough, and they're like, right, come on, this is it, let's go. And they're real doers. It's so satisfying when you get those emails where you're like, oh my God, I just did this thing that you said to do, and now I've got this audition for this. And then they email you 2 days later to go, oh my God, either my agent's just phoned if they've got an agent, or I've just had an offer for this. Like it's unbelievable, and I buzz off that. Almost as good as me getting it. It probably, I've had that call 30 odd times. I don't know what that's like. It's wonderful, but to share it with someone who's getting it for the first time is better than me getting a job hearing or seeing someone tweet that they've got a job off the back of this is just like priceless. So if you are a go-getter and you're like, right, come on, let's go, then I want to work with you. And like I say, I'd be working with you for 12 months. So it's not just here, have the course, see you later. We'll do a lot of work with you over the year. Stephanie, what are you saying here? I will be signing up. Amazing. I would love to have you on board, definitely. Anyone who is motivated and are ready to go, I'd love to have you on it. It's just amazing. 3 years Josh was trying before that. And then, 4 months later, boom. But Josh, you really worked at it, mate, and you implemented everything. You got so specific as well. Because I go into real specificity in this program as well. And I think sometimes people go, nah, you can't be that specific. That's too specific. Josh went as specific as you could possibly get, and boom. Like, you can really be specific in this industry if you really know what you want and where to get it. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. So we've got 7 minutes. Let's just do a little bit of open Q&A. What do you want to talk about? Have you got any burning questions, folks? Anything at all on acting, on voiceover, on marketing yourself, on agents, showreels, headshots, anything you want to talk about? I'm here to talk about, because like I say, I've talked about this stuff for 50,000 hours, literally, over the last 12 years. So anything you want to talk about, put it in the chat on Facebook now. And if you're listening on the audio experience or you're watching on the replay, you can tweet me your questions anytime you want. If you just tweet at ActOnThisTV or at Ross A. Grant, that's my personal Twitter. I will always do my best to get back to people. I try and literally answer every single tweet I get. It's getting slightly mathematically impossible now, because I get a lot of direct messages and tweets and Instagram messages and emails, all that sort of stuff, but I will do absolutely my best to make sure I get back to every single person. And tell me as well what would be useful for you guys in terms of upcoming sessions. Is there anybody that you see in the industry that you would love me to get on for a live Zoom call? Any actors, any casting directors, writers, producers? Do you know what? I got in touch with Tom Holland the other day, Spider-Man. I sent him a deal to come and do a Zoom call with us. He's not ready yet. I don't know if he will, but that would be a session, wouldn't it? We just get Spider-Man on for a little session. I think he sounds great, and he seems really nice, like such a top bloke. And his brother's agent is a member of ActOnThis.tv. There's an agent who looks after all three of his brothers. I think he's got 3 brothers, hasn't he? Sam, Harry. What's the other guy called? Paddy, is it? Maybe I'm making that up. But she looks after all 3 of their brothers. Obviously, Tom will have a huge agent in America. But I'm like, come and do a session with us. That would be amazing. And what's Sarah saying here? Or someone was asking a question about. So overall, in 5 weeks, support for the whole year. Yeah, that's it, Sarah. So the program is about 16 hours of video. And then, I'll kind of show you if you want. I'll show you how it's set up in the members area, because it is. I'll only show you this dead briefly, because I don't think I can, because I don't think I've got it in my own personal account. Let me see if I've got it in my own account. I bet I've not, or maybe I have. Oh yes, I have. Look, first CV role fast track Ultimate Edition. So how it's broken down is you get a workbook. You get all of these videos. These are the intro videos. You get the introduction. These are the core modules. You get some Q&A sessions, because this was actually all filmed live with this test group, so you get to hear all the questions they asked, which will be relevant for you as well. We've got guest speaker sessions from some of the biggest names in the industry, some top producers, showreel producer, Chris Stone, Tony Blake, great headshot photographer, Hollyoaks casting director Peter Hunt, Coronation Street and Emmerdale and Hollyoaks director Mickey Jones. There's breakout sessions that we did there with the test group that you can listen to sort of give you some actionable steps moving forward. There's tutorials on some really cool software to use in order to help you with all this. There's the Ultimate Contacts database. So you would get instant access to the program to take in your own time. Then what we would do to complement the program is probably every second week we would probably do a live Q&A session just for members of the intake this time. So you would get to jump online, and they'd have no time limit on them. If they were 3 hours long, they're just 3 hours long. We do that every 2 weeks for 10 weeks. So you go through a Q&A session for every single module. And then you've got the Facebook group where you get instant, pretty much instant support whenever you want it. You post a question in there. I will answer that, or members of the program will answer that who've already been through it and achieve what you want to achieve, or Petch, community manager, will answer that. You've got pretty much on tap support for 12 whole months. It's a freaking bargain. Get in on it. Let's have a look. Sorry, it's a small update. Probably told you about the short film that I produced, directed, and starred in. We sent it for festivals, and we won for the best short film, and I won as best actress. Amazing. How would you suggest to write this in emails for rep without sounding weird? Pretty much how you just said it there. So people overthink, and this is a huge module in the program on writing email and writing effective emails that get opened, that get clicks, that people watch your reel. If you should be including that. But people overthink it all the time, Sarah, and it can be really, really simple. And it is literally a matter of, the only thing is with short films, where people go wrong is they send the whole short film to the director, the casting director. And the short film might be 25 minutes long. It's still a short film, isn't it? And the casting director is really not going to trawl through 25 minutes to look for your scene. So what I would do, my advice is cut your best scene out of that short film. It might be a minute or 90 seconds long. Upload that to an unlisted video on YouTube or Vimeo. And that's going to be one of the first links you send in your emails to the casting director. Put your link closer to the top rather than at the bottom of your email, because you don't want people to have to scroll and scroll and scroll and then maybe miss your link or just get bored of your email or overwhelmed by the amount of text there and just not bother. So put the link to that scene up top. And then, of course, you can say, if you want to watch the whole film, if you like this, here's a link to the whole film. A lot of people just go, here's my 35-minute film. I'm at 9 minutes and 6 seconds. With the greatest respect, no one's really got time to scroll through and find it and that sort of stuff. You want to make, and this is a big part of this program, you want to make the casting director's job so easy, and you want to be solving their problems as opposed to giving them problems and giving them work to do. A lot of actors give casting directors extra work to do. And the whole program of First CV or Fast Track is going, I'm going to make your job easier. And there's lots of ways that people don't think about that you can do that. So if you want someone to watch your film, you've really got to make it easy. Keep the email brief, send them a link to your best scene, and then give them the option to watch the rest of it if they want to, as opposed to, going, here's a load of work for you. Go and sift through this short film and find my bit. So that would be my advice. And then, shout about your awards. You don't sound weird by going, I'm super proud of this. We just, here's my latest short film. I'm really proud of it. We just won this. I won Best Actress. Here's what I think's my best scene in it, and then you can put maybe another sentence a little bit about it. And then if you want to watch the full film, here's this. By the way, congratulations on this recent thing you've just cast. My casting type is, I see myself, in those kind of roles. Here's a link to my spotlight, if there'd be anything that you think suitable, in the next block, if it was serial drama or, if you know someone's casting something in particular, just make it easy for people as opposed to going, here's all of my stuff. Figure me out for me and give me a shout if you want to pay me £1,000 to be in your project. That's not going to happen. That's what so many actors do. They're like, I'd love to be considered for anything. Here's my reel. Here's my voice reel. Here's my singing reel. Here's my latest short film. Here's this documentary I made. And it's like, you've just given me 6 hours worth of stuff to watch, and you've given me no inkling on what your casting type is, where you'd fit into my project. I do not have time to figure your life out for you. So the more solutions focused your email can be, the better, Sarah. So I hope that helps. I know I've waffled on for a little bit there. Definitely. Right, let's have a look. Oh, and Sarah said, it's got an answer for your question there, Jenya. You said you're interested in short films. Do you know a good way to get started with crew and stuff? So Sarah there says, I can suggest you someone if you want and explain to you how I did it. So yeah, maybe you guys should you could connect in the Facebook group, or you could friend each other on Facebook if that's not a bit weird, meeting someone on a broadcast. But yeah, in terms of finding crew and stuff, Jenya, it's ultimately, there's so many independent film Facebook groups where you'll find a lot of people who want to collaborate. Ultimately, if you've got a really strong script, and even, a strong script itself can get people interested even without a budget. If you've got a little budget and you can crowdfund and you can pay people even, modest amounts of money, you'll find a lot more interest from crew and people with kit. So that you don't have to supply and buy all the kit or rent all the kit, because that can be really expensive. So ultimately, it depends how strong your script is. Actors, I know big actors who have worked on. We had. What you should go and do, Jen. You go and watch this feature. Let me just go over to Acts on This, and then we'll start wrap it up. But yeah, actsonthis.tv. If you go, let me go into the members area and find this. If you go into the premium membership on Acts on This and just search in this search bar at the top, click search, and type in the word Roy. and you'll find How to Make an Award-Winning Short Film with BAFTA-winning actor David Bradley. You'll know David Bradley, God, from so many massive shows, Harry Potter as well, with massive films, this guy. But he got involved as a BAFTA-winning actor with a micro-budget short film called Roy that ended up being nominated. Got into the long list of nominations for a BAFTA. This was the first thing these two writers had written. And they reached out to David's agent thinking, God, there's probably no chance we're going to get him because we don't have very much money at all. But the strength of the script was so strong that David was like, yeah. And he says in that interview there, go and watch it, it's invaluable. They also talk about how they funded their film, how they got other people on board and all this kind of stuff. But he said, I just had to say yes before someone else did. He didn't want to miss that opportunity. And this is a guy who can pick and choose any job he wanted, really. So go and watch that as well. That's a really interesting session to watch. Somebody says, that was so much good stuff, Ross. In a few sentences, I wish I brought my notepad. Well, the good thing is, Stephanie, this is recorded and it will be on Facebook for forever. So you can always go back. But yeah, come and get involved in the sessions, guys. And like I say, actonthis.tv/first to get on the waiting list for the First TV or Fast Track program. Or if you want to get involved in the free training, if you're like, look, I just don't have any money, I can't commit to any kind of paid product. Come and join the free training because I will deliver value there that there's still, honest to God, not like exaggerating. I'll give you stuff on that free broadcast and stuff to go away and think about in your career that other people in this industry would charge you hundreds of pounds for. Not joking. You know, there's a lot of people genuinely like just taking money from actors and not delivering. I promise people who get involved in the stuff that I do, and you should know that hopefully if people are involved in the Acts on This community already anyway, that I strive always to over deliver. You know, like if you are prepared to put the work in, I will work with you guys as well. So yeah, come and get involved, and would love to work with you guys over the next the next 12 months on that program. Right, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you, but let's see what else there was here. Raya says that was a great Zoom session. It's good, wasn't it? The one with David Bradley, really good. She says, what's that, Raya? Very helping for anyone wanting. So it'll help you for anyone wanting to produce a short film. So yeah, definitely go and watch that. And Steph's got one more question here. What we said there: the room I use for self-tapes doesn't have much natural light, but I use the lights you recommend, Ross. Do you think that's good enough? Yeah, God, yeah. If you're using either the soft boxes that are on that self-tape list, or the LED lights that I have on that list as well. God, yeah. That I shoot all my self-tapes on those, and they look great. I shot someone else's self-tape on those lights the other day, Stephanie, and I sent it on their behalf to their agent, and their agent was like, oh my God, thanks so much for making it look beautiful. And that was just those lights. Like, they just make people look good. So yeah, definitely the lights on that list. And for people who don't know what we're talking about there, if you go to actonthis.tv/self-tape, you can get a free list of the self-tape kit that I use for my own self-tapes. So it's all legit. Like, I will only recommend what I use. I'll never recommend something that I haven't used and I don't know is legit. People do try and pay me on a weekly basis to recommend their stuff, and I will never do it because I don't use it. I will only recommend what I use. So yeah, actonthis.tv/self-tape if you want to get those lights, or there's tripods on there, or other like backdrops and things like that I use. You can get that list for free. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Those people watching on the replay, massive shout out to you. Leave me a hashtag replay in the comments. Those people watching on YouTube, leave a comment. We'd love to know what you think. If you're listening on the audio experience, drop us a tweet at Act on This TV at Ross A. Grant, and I will drop you a tweet back just to say thank you for listening. It means the world. And I'll finish. I'll put this mashup out again of the First TV or Fast Track testimonials. For anybody who hasn't who joined late on this. This is a program that I'm putting out on the 26th of March. It'll be open for about 10 days. If you are dedicated and really willing to work for your first TV role this year, or if you've had, I'd say like if you've had less than, 5 TV roles, this is super, super useful for you. Come and get involved in this, actonthis.tv/first to get on the waiting list, or I will be doing a free training before I launch this full program on Saturday the 26th of March. That's actonthis.tv/training if you want to get involved in that. But here are some people from the test group and what they had to say about the full program when they went through it last year, and have now got their first TV role. So thank you for being here, folks. It means the world. Love to you all. Have an amazing week. Anything could happen this week. Be optimistic. Expect good things to happen. Go out there and ask for what you want. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys on the live broadcast tomorrow night with Ian Bevitt, Coronation Street and Emmerdale director. If you want to get your membership stats on this and be on that call on Zoom, at onthis.tv/live. So until then, love to you all. Bye for now.
I came to the acting party quite late, so I was quite naive, didn't know anything about anything really. And I just felt I just needed some direction, and I wasn't getting, I just didn't know where to turn.
I didn't really know how to write to casting directors confidently or effectively, and what I needed to say to be able to sell myself.
I was just thinking, how the hell am I going to get my first TV job?
I came out of university and not knowing anything about the TV industry. I came from a theatre background, done theatre all my career, so I was a bit clueless.
I've done 2 TV roles, a commercial and a film.
I got my first TV role. I did Emmerdale.
It led to my first TV role on Coronation Street.
So I've had my first TV job on Emmerdale.
Stop procrastinating like I did for many months, many years, and just do it, give it a go, because I don't think they'd be disappointed.
Go for it. If you're serious about it and you want to make changes to your acting career, then definitely go for it.
I got the money back instantly just by doing one little role in a TV show. So I mean, I can't complain really.
Although it's perhaps scary to sort of take the plunge because maybe it's hard to put yourself out there and risk failure, there's also the other side of it, which is the huge reward that if you do it and put the time in and do the emails, you'll then get the thing you've probably been dreaming about for the last 10 years. So you might as well just do it now.